It declares Malayalam as official language of administration. This legislation mandates Malayalam as the compulsory first language Kannadigas and Tamilians. Sarkari Hiriya Prathamika Shale. So in that movie, he fights for the rights of Kannada minorities in the Kasaragod. Hello everyone, welcome back to Namma Laex Bengaluru presents current issue of the day. So in today's episode, we'll discuss one of the state bill which is creating interstate rivalry. And the states involved are Namma Karnataka and our neighboring state of Kerala. And the bill is with respect to Malayalam. So we'll discuss what this bill is about and why the Karnataka is objecting it and what is its constitutional, ethical and political analysis. So the video is the Malayalam language bill of 2025. So discuss what this bill is about and why is Karnataka objecting it. So it is an interstate dispute at the intersection of linguistic identity, constitutional right as well as federal harmony. So let us start the discussion. What is the bill about? The Malayalam language bill is about, it was passed by the Kerala Legislative Assembly in 2025 October, and the bill seeks to institutionalize Malayalam across governance, education as well as public life. It declares Malayalam as official language of administration, courts and schooling while it is awaiting the governor's formal assent. So the governor is yet to give the assent to this one. Now this legislation mandates Malayalam as a compulsory first language in class 1 to 10 across Kerala. Syllabus in schools aiming to strengthen linguistic heritage of the globalized world. What this particular provision is making is, it is undermining the rights of linguistic minorities present in Kerala, such as Kannadigas and Tamilians, especially the Kannadigas of Kasaragod. So people of Karnataka might be familiar with the famous movie by Rishabh Shetty, that is Sarkari Hiriya Prathamika Shale. So in that movie, he fights for the rights of Kannada minorities in the Kasaragod because the government was not providing enough funds for the schools with the Kannada language. So it covers those aspects and now it is becoming a reality. What was previously friction, what was previously a movie is now turning out to be reality. So the core provisions of the bill are official language status is provided, that is Malayalam is declared as the official language for all the governance, administration, judicial proceedings, etc. And Kerala is within its rights to declare Malayalam as the official language. And the educational mandate, Malayalam compulsory as the first language in class 1 to 10. In Kerala syllabus across schools, etc. Kerala is again within its right, but the issue is with respect to protecting the minorities of Kerala. Second is public infrastructure. Mandatory use of Malayalam in public signage, government notices, digital systems and official correspondence. Again, they are within their right to do these things because Karnataka has also done similar provisions with respect to Kannada. The 60-40 rule in Bengaluru, 60/40 rule. The 60% should be covered by Kannada and 40% should be covered by English. Next, minority protection. Though the government of Kerala argues that we have provided enough protections for the minorities of Kerala such as Kannada and Tamil speakers in the border areas, including the official correspondence with minority languages. But there is a fear that this protection is not sufficient. Next, why the Karnataka is objecting it? Obviously, as we know, the southern border of Karnataka is aligning with northern border of Kerala here, and this area is part of interstate border area. Obviously, the people belonging here speak both Malayalam and Kannada, and majorly the adjacent district, that is Kasaragod district, is dominated by Kannada speaking people. And during the reorganization of states, the Kasaragod was actually heavily linked with Karnataka, but later it was given to Kerala. It was given to Kerala, which brought lots of criticism from the Karnataka government, but history is history. Now the issue is with respect to this, the Kasaragod question. The Karnataka's northern border with Kerala runs through Kasaragod district, home to Kannada speaking significant communities. The Karnataka government and Border Area Development Authority fear that the compulsory Malayalam language will cause marginalize Kannada linguistic identity, harm academic outcomes of Kannada medium students. This was clearly shown in Sarkari Hiriya Prathamika Shale, beautifully done by Rishabh Shetty and Anantnag sir. And it undermines the linguistic freedom in the border regions because the constitution provides linguistic freedom for all the people across all the states, across all of India. Now, Karnataka demands explicit exemptions for linguistic minority areas. So that is the objection from Karnataka. And what has been the response? And what is the constitutional mandate of this? So in the constitutional analysis, what does the constitution says? Constitution in under Article 29 clause 1. What is this Article 29 clause 1? It says that it protects interest of minorities to preserve their distinct language, script and culture. So the language and the script of Kannadigas in Kerala is under threat now. So it is in contravention with Article 29 clause 1. And what does Article 30 clause 1 says? Minorities have the right to preserve a right to establish and administer educational institutions of their choice. In this case, Kannada speaking people in Malayalam, in Kerala, especially in Kasaragod district, have all the authority to establish and administer education institutions. But if this bill is passed, it might, I'm not sure it is going to, it might have impact on these institutions. Next, Article 350 and 350B, it provides guarantees language rights in education and official communication, particularly for linguistic minorities. That is the right to have language in the mother tongue, right to learn through mother tongue, right to education in mother tongue. Okay, right to education in mother tongue. If at all this provision is implemented in Kerala and it is going to impact the localites, it is going to impact the Kannada minorities of this region, it is going to undermine this Article 350. And Article 346 and 347 speaks about it allows the state to adopt official languages whilst respecting the minority linguistic communities. So again, Kerala is within its right to declare Malayalam as an official language, but the issue is arising with interstate of Karnataka and Kerala with respect to Kasaragod district. Next, the constitutional tension in this particular issue. First is the state's right. As I told you, Kerala has the legislative competence to declare Malayalam as an official language of Kerala. So, central question here is, does compulsory Malayalam violate the right to mother tongue instruction under Article 350A? What is Article 350A? Article 350A provides the right to instruction in mother tongue, and Article 350B provides for commission for minority, linguistic minority. Next, minority rights, that is the constitutional safeguards, provide and protect linguistic minorities from assimilationist policies that erode cultural identity. So in the governance policies, there are three types. One is integrationist, other is isolation, and other is assimilation. So in the assimilation, normally what happens here is it aims to bring everyone into one ball, and it aims to bring only one culture as a culture of everyone. Whereas integrationist, it brings everyone together, but it maintains culture of each individual. And in isolation, there is no intermingling of the cultures or intermingling of the people. People are given opportunity to preserve their identities. So normally integration is most of the times recommended, but in this particular case, it is more of an assimilationist policy. So that is the issue here. Next, though the bill includes certain protections for the minorities, the critics argue that these exemptions are contradictory or insufficient, especially regarding the mother tongue language or education. Next, so key stakeholders in this position are obviously the Kerala government under CM Pinarayi Vijayan. He argues that the bill strengthens Malayalam while honoring the safeguards of minorities. And the Karnataka government under Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has written a letter to Pinarayi Vijayan requesting him to provide protection for the Kannada minorities. It demands explicit exemptions for the Kannada speakers in border areas, views the bill as an attack on linguistic freedom. And the border communities, these are the major stakeholders. Their right to live, their right to learn, everything is under question here. Kannada speaking families fear erosion of their culture, their language, their mother tongue education, and the cultural continuity for their children. That is the issue here. So we have to wait and see what will be the outcome. Next, the ethical analysis of this is we have to balance rights and dignity of the people. First is we have to provide the cultural identity. That is, language is deeply tied to identity. Education policies perceived as compulsory assimilationist policies raise a serious ethical question about respect for diversity and individual dignity. In this particular case, language and culture are intrinsically connected. Majorly, language is the root of a culture. So many people become very defensive and become very aggressive whenever there is a question about protecting the language. So that happens in the case of Marathis, that happens in the case of Kannadigas, and with Tamils, etc., etc., everyone. So in this particular case, this is the question. The cultural identity of Kannada minorities in Malayalam are at stake here. Next, educational equity. That is, forcing a state language upon students whose mother tongue differs can impact academic confidence. Again, the major stakeholders here are the Kannada students of Kasaragod district. We are putting their future at risk. Their future is at stake here. It hampers academic confidence, learning outcomes, and cultural continuity if not carefully balanced. And finally, federal spirit. That is, ethically, interstate disagreement over the language should be addressed through dialogue rather than unilateral enforcement consistent with India's pluralistic ethos. So, the provisions provided under this bill should be so that the diversity is maintained, and also the political and federal relation in this case. Why the Kerala government is so hell bent on this particular Malayalam bill? Again, it is the outcome of electoral politics, because Kerala is going to have elections in the coming year. So the language issue carries emotional traction and symbolic power in the polarized political environments. Both states frame the dispute around the identity and cultural defense. So recently, as I explained in the Kogilu layout eviction, there was involvement of Kerala ministers and Kerala MPs, MLAs in this particular event, which happened in Bangalore, which happened under the control of government of Karnataka. They involved here. They wanted to protect the Muslim minority communities hailing from Kerala. Why? Because again, the electoral politics. Now again, this issue is again polarizing the Malayali people so that they vote for a particular party. Next, again, the Karnataka positions itself as a protector of Kannada dignity, whereas Kerala positions itself as a protector of Malayalam. Next, federal stakes, that is, political statements threatening legal challenges escalate the dispute beyond the administrative policy into broader center-state relations. If the court is involved here, that is the Supreme Court involves here, then this issue becomes not only interstate, it becomes a center-state issues. Next, the resolution demands cooperative federalism. That is, there should be debate and dialogue between both the states, the governments of both the states and the affected communities, and possibly at the last course, the central intervention. So what should be the way forward? The path forward should be based on dialogue and consultation, interstate negotiations involving the governments and the stakeholders. Second is strengthening the safeguards. That is, under the safeguards in this Malayalam bill, there should be clear, meaningful and practically effective safeguards provided to protect the minorities' language, culture and right for education. Next is the constitutional review. That is, ensuring that the bill's implementation respects Article 29, 30 to 350 and 350 AB. That is the mother tongue instruction and the minority education rights. And there should be federal harmony. That is, balancing the state's linguistic identity and heritage with individual rights, which is the hallmark of India's pluralistic democracy. So the Malayalam language bill highlights the delicate balance between preserving the linguistic heritage as well as upholding the minority rights. So hopefully common sense prevails over both the states, especially over the Kerala state, so that they do not hastily implement this particular bill. So this is everything about Malayalam Malayalam language bill. If you have any doubts, you can write in the comment box, and I am here only doing the constitutional ethical analysis of the bill, and I am not against any Malayalis and I am not in favor of Kannadigas. So this is the end of the video. If you have any doubts, you can write in the comment box, and if you want analysis of any other videos, write down in the comment box as well. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.